Hello everyone, I'm going to do a pretty quick video today on how to make infinite loops with Logic. So what I have thus far is the thing that's going to be looped, which is this sound. It's just a couple of synthesizers in very soundscapey fashions. What I'm going to do next is bounce them in place because they have lots of plugins and stuff on them, and I want to be able to kind of have those be baked onto the track, as well as summing those 4 tracks to one as it's easier to work with. So then I'm going to mute my old track. I'm going to, using the little trim tool here, I'm not going to actually cut anything. I'm just going to bring in about this far. So I'm just removing a little bit of the start of it, and then enter and then semicolon shifts it over. So it essentially keeps my cursor at the front and then shifts the track so it starts at the very, very beginning. What I do next is Command R, which repeats the track onto itself. Then what you have is the same track starting at the same spot at the very, very, very end. So it merges perfectly. There's no gap between the two. Then I'm going to bring this back to fade it into the start. So what this does now is it brings up the start that we took off here, so it kind of leads in to the very start of this first track. So what it should do is if we have it, let's see, one thing I did mess up is you want to have the cursor right between the two parts where it starts. Then you bring in your fade, trim the old bit, cut it, and then using Command U, you extend your loop or your cycle out to the very, very end so it is a perfect loop. Now I'm going to listen to it real quick just to make sure it's not popping or anything like that. And there you go. It's pretty much perfect. I did experience a little bit of errors in trying to export it. It did this weird, it got really, really quiet when the fade-in started. So instead what I did is I just recorded it onto a new track, as you can see, this one. So I just took this track and then recorded it using a bus, or bust out into the input of this one, and then recorded it and then just pure exported it. I don't know, there's something just oddly buggy with the way that Logic exports files like that, but that's a quick workaround for it. So essentially all you do is you sum the track, trim the front a little bit, repeat it, and then bring that front in on the repeated track, and then make sure that you cut it as soon as you hit the same front part of this track. It's kind of confusing, but all in all, it's a relatively simple process, pretty quick and pretty nice.